What's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and we are going to go through the two most profitable bets on WynnBET Sportsbook, and I'm going to explain to you why they're profitable as well. We're going to run through the sports betting math. So we can see in the Yankees-Rays game with a 4.38% profit margin, so pretty high profit margin. You're earning a 4.38% return in a day. If you think about it, the stock market's 8% a year, 4.38% in a day. That's how you make money sports betting. So why is this bet so good? Why is this the top bet available on OddsJam? Under 8 runs, plus 105 on WynnBET. That's the bet we want to be on. And you can see right here, I locked it in. So we have $1,000, 4.38% profit margin, 43.80 in profit margin on my bet. So a pretty good bet. So why do we like this? Let's go ahead, let's run through the strategy. So the first thing you can notice is every single bookmaker, for the most part, except for FanDuel, has the under favored, right? Because sportsbooks price bets independently from one another, you can essentially treat each one as a data point in the market of what should the price for a bet be. What is the fair price, the fair line? So we can see Betfred, DraftKings both have this under 8 runs favored, as well as Pinnacle. So now you want to put the most weight on these odds because this is the sharpest bookmaker. And you can kind of see that by they charge the least juice, right? They only have 12 cents a vig baked into their market, whereas DraftKings has 20, FanDuel 22, WynnBET 20, Betfred 20. Pinnacle only has 12 cents, right? And that's because it's a very sharp, efficient betting market. So the first thing that should jump out is, right, they have the under favored and we're getting this plus money. So once you remove the vig or remove the juice, which you can do with the zero vig odds calculator, so they're pricing the under 8 runs at minus 110, the over at minus 102, the true odds for the under are minus 103.73, right? And we're getting this at plus 105. So we're getting better odds than the no vig odds or the true odds from the sharpest bookmaker with the juice removed. So that's a great bet, right? That's an indication that this is a bet you want to be on. But you can use a no vig odds calculator for a bunch of sports books, right? We can do the same thing with DraftKings. They were pricing the under at minus 115, the over at minus 105. So the true odds from DraftKings for the under are minus 104. Right? Once you remove the vig, they have the under favored. So the true odds, once you remove the juice, which is how sportsbooks make money, is minus 104. And we're getting this plus 105. So once again, we're getting a ton of value to DraftKings market. Betfred has the same market. So basically, just looking at all the data in the sports betting market, we're seeing that this bet is crazy mispriced on WynnBET. And they're giving you odds that are way too good to be true. Right? So we're beating the zero vig line from basically every sports book. So FanDuel minus 118, minus 104. So we can actually check on this. So here we're not from FanDuel because FanDuel has the over favored. But from every other sports book we are, including the sharpest bookmaker. So this is a great bet. Now the second way you can think about this is WynnBET's giving you the under 8 at plus 105 odds, and Pinnacle has the over 8 at minus 102 odds. So this is an arbitrage bet. Right? If you don't know what arbitrage betting is, it just essentially means you can place bets on equal and opposite sides. So in other words, you can bet the under 8, betting 100 to win 105 in profit. And then you can bet the over on Pinnacle, 102 to win 100 in profit, and you could earn a risk-free profit, right? That is called arbitrage betting. So OddsJam has, of course, a betting tool for this. And essentially, you can make risk-free. This just shows you the rare betting opportunities. OddsJam's constantly updating millions of odds in real time to show you these arbitrage bets. And essentially, what you can see is where you can make risk-free profits betting on equal and opposite outcomes on 2 or more sports books, right? So whenever there's an arbitrage bet and you can make a risk-free profit betting on equal and opposite outcomes, that means you know by definition one of the bets has to be profitable. Right? You can't have the opportunity to make risk-free money in sports betting markets without there being a positive EV bet with a mathematical profit margin. So here we have an arbitrage bet between Pinnacle and WynnBET. So we know that this bet on WynnBET has to be good, right? If there's ever an arbitrage bet to the sharpest bookmaker, that's probably a bet you want to be on. So that's the first bet I'm on. Again, it's a 4.38% profit margin from the EV page, super high profit margin. So we'll go ahead, we'll add this bet to our bet tracker as well. And, I hit it right here. So this is the first bet in my portfolio of mathematically profitable bets. And my goal as a sharp bettor is place as many as I can on a daily basis. So what you can do as well is just track your bets. This is useful. If you want to see that you can actually make money sports betting, track your bets, right? If you're placing a bunch of bets every day and you're not tracking your bets, it's very hard to know if you're making money sports betting or if you're not making money sports betting. And also make sure you're beating the closing line, which can be seen in green here. So we have some videos on closing line value. If you want to learn more about those, I'll include them in the end screen. But you always want to be beating the closing line. So the second bet I have is on the Braves. $2,000 at plus 138 odds. So why do we like this bet? And here we can see there's an arbitrage bet, right, between WinBet and BetOnline. And BetOnline is a very sharp sports book, right? Very low juice. You can see they only have 10 cents of juice baked into their market from plus 127 to minus 137. So we know by definition, either this plus 138 is profitable or this minus 137 is profitable, right? It's an arbitrage bet. We could place money on both sports books and make a risk-free profit. It's called arbitrage betting, and it's, literally a betting tool on OddsJam. So what this means, right, is, we know one of these bets has to be good. We know BetOnline is a very sharp bookmaker. This bet is plus EV to Pinnacle. This bet looks great to DraftKings, Caesars, Betfred. This is a great bet, right? This plus 138. It's another way you can think about finding sharp bets, right? We're beating the VIG from all these sports books, like the midpoint of all these sports books in terms of their no VIG line, their fair odds once you remove the juice. It's going to be plus 127. We're getting plus 138. It's an arbitrage bet to BetOnline. It's plus EV to Pinnacle with the juice removed, plus 131, minus 142. So if we put in that market here, we can see that, the true odds are plus 135 and we're getting plus 138 on WinBet. So this is the second sharp bet I locked in, right? So those are the two sharp bets I went on. And just some explanation of betting strategy. You can see I have the Braves tonight as well. It looks like they're crushing it, which is awesome. You can see when you're getting a positive cash out and the game is live, that typically means your team's winning. But anyways, hopefully you found this video helpful and you can kind of see right here, I place a ton of bets on a daily basis because that's how you actually make money sports betting, right? You place a ton of sharp bets with a mathematical profit margin. Not every bet's going to win, not every bet's going to lose, but if you're placing, a ton of volume, like I typically, maybe try 250 bets, you're going to make money because you have the edge over the sports book, so that edge will, show. And of course, every sports bettor will have losing streaks, winning streaks. Doesn't matter if you're square or sharp, profitable or not profitable in the long run. But as a sharp bettor, the professional sports bettors or people who claim to be, who do it at least semi-well, they're winning on point spreads 55% of the time. Squares are winning 50% of the time. And that difference between 50 and 55%, is the difference between making money sports betting or not making money sports betting in the long run. Making a lot of money or losing a lot of money. So that's some sports betting advice. Hopefully you found it helpful. Hopefully you're able to tail some of these sharp MLB bets on WinBet, and let's make money.